Yeah, that's my dog. Yeah, that's my dog. Hey man, I know Academics and Lil Baby been beefing for a while now, and they've had their back and forths, but I found what Academics said on his recent stream to be pretty interesting, and I'm gonna give my take on it, and let me know in the comments if you agree with Ak. So Ak went on to say, unless Baby's gonna play around with his voice, he got to change producers. You're gonna have to step away from the Wheezys and the ATL Jacobs for a minute. Then went on to say, Drake has about like 15 accents. Of course he would mention Drake. Sings, raps, talks Spanish. Bro said talk Spanish. Like bro, there's a reason why as much Drake songs as there is, it don't sound like other songs. Like I said, bro. Of course he would mention Drake. He's probably the biggest Drake ballsack guzzler. And to me, that's a bit unfair because it's Drake. Not everyone is Drake, Ak. Drake is Drake for that reason. He's been the top dog in the game for like half of my life. And one of, if not the most accomplished rapper of all time. So to mention Drake, comparing him to Lil Baby, who has a completely different background and upbringing and just makes different kind of music with a different demographic. So that's a bit unfair. But with that being said, about what he said about Lil Baby and him switching up producers, yeah, I can agree to that. Now, I'm not the biggest Lil Baby fan, and I don't really care for him like that. He's cool, he's a good rapper, and I used to bump his shit a lot like 4 or 5 years ago, but I felt like his last album was really just a drag. It became redundant like halfway through and became a bit of a chore to listen to. To be honest, I deleted the album off my Apple Music because I just didn't care and didn't go back to it. Was it a bad album? Nah, but it was just mid. It did start to sound a bit repetitious, and I don't know, the songs didn't really stand out to me like that. Someone like a Gunna with his latest album, One of One, to me had a lot more variety. The beats were different, the flows and cadences were on point for each track, and a lot more standout bangers on there. Now yes, I do think Lil Baby should try experimenting more on this next album, Wham, and I think he's deserving of a comeback. But to be honest, his style of music is a bit of a niche audience and a bit of a time capsule of that pandemic era, like the DaBabies or Polo G's of the world. Now if he did experiment with different producers other than your typical Weezy Outta Here, ATL Jacob, or Tay Keefs of the world, maybe it would stand out more. But the thing is, the casual fan already left, like years ago, and you already know it's hard to get them back. But on the flip side of that coin, it's always damned if you do, damned if you don't. Fans are very fickle. Let's say he did drop some left field shit like, I don't know, what Lil Yachty did with Let's Start Here. They're just gonna be like, damn, we missed the old Lil Baby. But if he continued with the same sound over and over, people are just gonna say it's the same shit. I feel like Meek Mill went through that his whole career. But I found this comment on Instagram particularly interesting, and he said, Baby works with multiple producers, but the problem is I feel like he hops on the beats they make that they believe cater to his sound rather than pick different sounds. Not every Metro beat sounds the same. Same with Wheezy, ATL Jacob. They have different sounds in their arsenal. Baby needs to go out of his comfort zone. I mean, sheesh, I agree with that. You know, I'm pretty sure Wheezy and ATL Jacob are not one-dimensional. I'm sure they're capable and very talented enough to, you know, create different kind of sounds, different melodies and shit like that, but maybe Lil Baby is just sticking to what he feels most comfortable with. As a rapper, it's probably tough because I feel like the label is on your ass. You know, stick to what makes you you, do what you do best. You know, I feel like experimenting with some new shit might be a bit of a risk. Especially Lil Baby, like his audience kind of wants what he already does. You know, I don't know if your average casual Lil Baby fan wants him to make music that sounds like a Yeet or I don't know, a Cardi. Who knows? Like, I don't really know. He may not know what different sounds to make. I don't know. I did find another comment interesting. He said, kind of unfair because you expect the fans to stay with you when you stick to your sound. Exactly. That's what I was saying, because, you know, you make the same shit and it's safe. You play it safe. Let me know if you agree with Ak on this one. Is he hating? Is he spitting the truth? Let's talk about it, fam. And I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.